I think that you made good points, but I'm not too sure about what I might be able to add. But the point I wanted to make is in relation to Adolf Hitler. If you remember that Adolf Hitler came into power about 1933, Germany was starving. The whole nation had been totally destroyed economically and militarily with the First World War, so bad that Germans who don't ever give up in a war, they gave up. And they never do that. But they had to do that under Kaiser and had to sue for peace. And Germany was totally destroyed and eating out of trash cans. A few years later, Adolf Hitler comes onto the scene, and they're so bad off that they were listening to anybody. And once he became noted in Germany, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he started getting money to buy ships and planes and building military. Until finally, a few years later, he becomes, or his Germany becomes the most powerful military machine on the face of the earth. No one has bothered to ask themselves, where the hell did he get the money? Because the country was starving. So then when you understand that the United States and Europe, European bankers and United States bankers are the ones that put up the money for Adolf Hitler. And the reason for Adolf Hitler, Hitler was supposed to do one thing. He thought he was supposed to do two. He was only supposed to do one thing, and that is destabilize the old banking families of Europe by causing havoc in their backyard, causing all kinds of war and depleting their resources and depleting their banks for this war. And that was what America had in mind for Hitler to do, is to deplete the old banking families and to wear them down to prepare Europe and the rest of the world for America to come in as a new world order. But Hitler also wanted to carry it on a little bit further and let himself become head of the new world order. He didn't realize that he was only a destroyer. He was the old Saturnalian destroyer in the old Capricornian, Saturnalian, Germanic scheme of things. He was the destroyer. He wasn't the builder of a new order. The builders were in America. Interesting, there was a movie written by H.G. Wells and made into a movie back in 1939 called Things to Come. And in that movie, Things to Come, Michael Rainey comes after a great war in Europe which has encompassed the world, and he comes back and he says, "We are the Masonic builders of the New World Order." And I said, "Oh, bet." And if you get this tape, you can read it. All of the words, all the catchphrases are there. All the terminology is there. If you understand that the old ancient magicians in England, the old Celtic magicians, would wave their magic wand to deceive you and work magic on you. Those old magic wands are made of holly wood. And if you understand that that's exactly what is being done today, we are being mesmerized and manipulated, exploited, used by Hollywood, drugs, alcohol, and every other kind of entertainment, because somebody is preparing us for a new world order, and the best way to rape someone is dope them up, confuse their minds, get them on alcohol or dope or something, and keep them confused, and then your victim cannot fight you back. And that's what's going on in America today. They're breaking us down, they're demoralizing us, they're putting us into dopers and stupors, and keeping us at each other's throat because they're planning something big for us. And the big come down is getting ready to come down. And one other thing, when that come down does happen, and it's going to happen very soon, we're going to find out that white is not a color. White is an attitude. And you can't have the attitude if you don't have megabucks. And this come down that's going to happen very soon, we're all going to be slaves. Because to those handful of men at the top of this world, they look at human beings as nothing more than goy, nothing more than just animals. And so we're all in for this. And like I heard one man say, if we don't stick together and hang together, we're going to hang separately. I think it is now time to take this message of intellectual, opening your mind, do some research on your own, and I've got plenty of material I'll share with anybody that wants it. There is something going on in America. It is not the land of the free and the home of the brave, with liberty adjusted for all. It is something much, much bigger. It is a very powerful plan for a new order, and it is well on its way, and it's not going to be very nice when it gets there.
Yes. wish that I could say, welcome to a world of love, peace, and happiness. However, instead I have to say, welcome to a world based upon greed, selfishness, evil, deceit, dishonesty, envy, hatefulness, and all of the other adjectives to describe and illustrate a world run by demons whose predator drones murder primarily women and children each and every day, 7 days a week, in the name of freedom, justice, democracy, and U.S. New World Order. So welcome to fascism now and forever under this present ruling of the small few wanting to control the entire planet. It was under the Eisenhower administration that the human family of this planet was sold out to the aliens known as the Orion Group of the Leveron Federation in 1954 in an underground meeting that took place at Edwards Air Force Base, where these aliens demonstrated to Eisenhower and those others of his administration who were present a series of advanced weapon technology and a deal was struck between the aliens and the Americans, whereby the aliens could inhabit the surface beneath the United States in exchange of the aliens providing technology and advanced weaponry to the United States military and government. Eisenhower's Secretary James Forrestal was so blown away that there were other intelligent human beings as well as humanoids in this vast universe as just one of the many universes in this creation where there exist more worlds than there are tiny grains of sand in the entire state of California. The European Judeo-Christian belief system commences with the false information in the Adam and Eve dominated European church system, which had enslaved the human mind on this planet with the demonic alien produced erroneous information, and had already gone around the planet murdering indigenous people of color and enslaving them, taking their land and their possessions, and forcing this ignorant and erroneous church doctrine upon them as well as the Europeans themselves. So of course there was no other information which had been ingested by the human family running the world and working for those who ran the world. Now we have entered into the photonic band of light after being in the galactic darkness for some 11,000 years and conditioned to erroneous information, right along with the same negative Orion group of extraterrestrials from the Leveron Federation,